So today we have every single game coming out at once, and it's about to get freaking spadicey up in here, home dog, because oh my god, literally every game, one day. What the actual... So apparently Meta has the absolute inability to plan out a month's worth of games, and it just... Some people might be inclined to blame the developers for this, but honestly it's really kind of out of the developers' hands a lot of the time when it comes to these release dates, because Meta kind of controls that little bit behind the scenes, and yeah, so don't be hating on the devs, be hating on the game, son. Not the game, because we don't want to hate on the devs. No, just don't hate on anything. It's just the way it is. So what we're going to do instead of that, we're going to do like a little mini review on each and every one of these games that's coming out, as I have had the wonderful option of playing them all. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this. This is going to be one of those videos where it just sort of like spawned out of the blue. I have everything even recorded for the other games, but when it came to editing them, I was just like, bro, how the f, if you're watching this for the first time and you've come to this channel for the first time to see this review, well then, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Rhys the King. Subscribe, that'd be lovely. I would really enjoy that. So let's dive into this right off the bat with the first game I want to talk about today, which is Espire II. Now, Espire II is honestly a freaking great little game. This is an amazing successor to the first game. Now, as we all know, Espire 1 had some issues around launch, but the development team did work really hard and they did fix all of those issues pretty quickly, actually, to be fair, and honestly it turned into a really good game, and I have nothing but good things to really say about Espire 1 at this point. But now we have Espire 2. God, I did that like a freaking anime character. Anyway, we've got Espire 2 coming out today, and what does that mean for you? What does it mean for the game, and what does it mean for everything in general when it comes to Espire 2? Well, it means, my guys, my gals, we have ourselves a freaking cool game. This can also be played in co-op, which is absolutely phenomenal. I actually loved it. I've tried this in co-op and I have tried this in solo play. Both of those experiences were absolutely perfection. They worked really well. Nothing to complain about, nothing to moan about, and this was all being played via the Quest 2. Absolutely love things like being able to talk to the characters in the game, being able to be like, put your gun down, and they'll actually freaking do it. So all of this stuff, all included, turns this into one real nice game. I freaking like it. My rating on this one is buy it. Next up, we have a game that is coming to PCVR only. Kind of a rarity these days to actually still occur, but nonetheless a treat for the eyeballs. So I am freaking excited to talk to you about Lonn today. I haven't had the longest period of time in this, but honestly I still want to talk about it and I still want to promote it to you guys, because honestly the parts that I have played of it so far I think are absolutely amazing. So I don't want to do a full review for this, but none of these are really full reviews. They're just my opinions and first impressions that I can tell you guys about the games. But this is like a physics-based game which has a lot of unique things to it, a lot of fighting, a lot of awesomeness, and a lot of cool weapons and abilities and things like that. Now, it starts off as a bit of a slower paced game, but it sort of rides that line upward as you go through it. Instead of having something like Boneworks that doesn't really have the strongest of campaigns of things, this actually does, in my opinion, have a much stronger campaign. Now, I also want to add that this was made by a team of 3 developers. It blows my mind every time I hear that in life. But yeah, this absolute gorgeous, freaking gorgeous, physics-filled fun adventure is actually made by a team of 3. So congratulations to them. You should definitely go and support this game, and I feel like it's got something for kind of everyone involved in it. If you're looking for something with a bit more depth and immersive, then you're going to really enjoy this game, and you're going to absolutely freaking enjoy this. I'm looking forward to getting a video out on this. You're going to absolutely love it. Also, PPS, if you like Ghost Runner, there's a mode in this that's going to really freaking scratch that itch. A little bit slower paced than the actual Ghost Runner game, but man, does it freaking scratch the itch. So definitely one to check out if you have PCVR. Get this one in your life, and definitely go support this smaller development team, because there's people like this that are breaking out of the mold and making something absolutely unique for a change, and we need more of that. So let's encourage that and go and pick that one up. Next up, we have What the Bat that is out today. Now, this is a game that I personally was not much looking forward to. I'm kind of a bit over doing arcadey games. I was wrong. I'm going to hold my hands up, son. I was wrong. This is actually really fun. It's like a ton of mini games evolved around the fact that you don't have hands, but you have bats for hands. And yeah, it's just hilarious. I'll be honest with you. It's actually really good fun. If you're in for just a bit of fun, arcadey fun, then this is going to be the game for you to go pick up today on the Meta Quest. And yeah, go and enjoy yourself, because I don't have much more to say about this other than it's just good fun. Next up we have Vail VR. This is a brand new first person shooter dropping today. And I say brand new, but it's actually been in development for a long time and it's been being publicly tested for a long time, but now it's finally coming out to purchase. So I think it's just going to be just under 10 quid. But yeah, this is kind of a good one actually if you really wanted something that's super competitive, and their main aim of this is to be able to turn it into an actual esport with pretty relatively good success so far. They've held their own events and stuff like that and done some pretty cool things over in Miami. So props to them. They're actually living the dream that they're trying to create. So more luck to them. They do have some very wild and interesting ad campaigns, but nonetheless, they do make a solid game. I have played Vail quite a bit. I've even done a video on the channel for Vail. So yeah, definitely go check that one out. If you want something that's a very solid shooter experience, think something like Onward, but better, in my opinion, then yeah, that's going to scratch the itch for you. I kind of want to see these guys succeed at the end of this. I've had my ups and down moments with this game, but honestly, in general, I'd like to see this succeed, as they have worked incredibly hard to sort of crowdsource this and make it possible. So best of luck to them. If you're interested in that, go and check it out. So do it. Next up we have Broken Edge. This is a game that, again, I wasn't too sure about when I watched the trailers for it, but actually when I got into play it, I was pleasantly surprised. If you're looking for a very comprehensive sword fighting game, then I feel like this is going to scratch that itch for you in a way. I do think they've done a very good job of some of the mechanics within the game. It still kind of feels like a blast on type of experience, which could be even on purpose to have that sort of feeling to the game. The only things, there are a couple of downsides and a couple of upsides, so I do want to discuss those as we go through this little bit of discussion. Yeah, on the onset, it's a fun game. It's a workout, I can tell you that for free. It's a freaking workout. I played this game with Mateo, a good friend of mine, friend of the channel, and also a fellow creator, and yeah, it was good fun. We had a good laugh, but there were some things that were missing from that moment that I really wanted to experience, and that, my friends, is voice chat. There is no voice chat in this. Now, of course, you can get on a phone call with your friends externally within the Quest, and you can then go into this game and experience it together, but it's a pain in the bum. And for me personally, while I was trying to record this, man, it didn't work out that way, because when you record the Quest, you can't record the other person talking within that phone call. It just kind of doesn't exist. So a bit of a pain in the jacksy from that. So from that side of things, I have to give it just slight negativity thrown at it, because honestly, I don't know why any multiplayer game doesn't have anything in it like that now. I know that previous games that they've made don't have that to avoid toxicity being in games, and I do respect that, but then just have an option to turn it on and off. And if I want to invite a friend in a private lobby, guess what? I want to talk to them and have a laugh. Past that though, the mechanics of the game are very solid. It's very fun. It's very freaking tactical. You need to be smart about your moves. You really need to think about how you're doing this. It reminds me a lot of like fencing or something like that, where you really need to be thinking about what you're doing and parrying their moves. And yeah, all in all, very cool game. Definitely go check it out if you're interested. One thing I will say that has a really big positive for it, it has a very solid experience for a solo player. So even if you don't want to go online, there is still a ton for you to do and enjoy yourself in. Even if the lobbies are freaking dead, you're going to have a good time with this game. It's not one of those multiplayer games that you pick up and you're like, if no one else is online, you're absolutely screwed. No, sorry, Bob, this one still has you covered. So props to them for that, and also props to them for an amazing little media kit that they sent out to me, which was absolutely lovely of them. So like I say, I only had that one negative thing to say about it. Other than that, pretty solid game. If you want to have something that's fun to do with a friend, you'll enjoy this one. Next up, we have ForeVR. I think that's how you say it, or is it just forever, but with a play on the words, pool. Now, if you don't know what pool is, snooker, pool, similar thing, I guess, but pool really is its own entity. Hang on, well, it's just pool, okay? Where you play with the balls. Whoa. Whoa, hey, don't demonetize me, I'm talking about pool. Which sounds like I'm talking about a man. Listen, it's a game. Calm down. Anyway, ForeVR Pool is a brand new game that is coming out on the Quest, which continues on with the series that they've done with other things, which is like ForeVR Darts, ForeVR Bowling, and I feel like I'm missing one, but there's one other one that they did as well. I'm still a little bit miffed why they don't just keep upgrading one singular game with all of these things in it, so that you don't have to have separate games. but whatever, I don't know. A DLC pack for this would have worked, in my opinion, just a little bit more solid, because then you'd have this experience to go in and go bowling, then darts, then play pool, have that all in one giant arcadey type experience. I feel like that would be the freaking dream for this type of game, because essentially it would be like the Wii Sports of free, you know, VR at that point. So yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, they keep splitting them up into different games, probably for some reason that I don't understand, as I'm not a developer. But anywho, that is coming out today, and I've jumped in there. Honestly, pretty damn solid experience, as it is with all of their games. They are very well made and they work really well. Can't really complain about it. It's actually something that I've wanted in VR for quite some time. Me and my brother really enjoy playing pool, and having the ability to actually get in and play together for that is just real nice and exciting. And yeah, I'm hopefully going to get a video covering this later next week. So that pretty much does us for these little mini reviews and these little understandings of what we got coming out today. As I said, there's just so much today, I just couldn't pick one to put out today. I know, like, traditionally, if you don't upload the game on the day, probably going to get less views for not doing it, but honestly, I just thought like it was a better respect level for you guys to actually just tell you what's out there. Go pick up whatever you like out of this. Honestly, I can't say that any of these you shouldn't be picking up, because they're all really good games, they're all really good fun. It really comes down to you, the buyer, how much money you want to be spending, because everyone's got a ton of money that they just want to spend on games, so you might want to pick just one of these. Just pick, they're all quite varied in what they have in their abilities, as we've spoken about in this video, so just go pick what suits you, go support that developer and have a freaking good time in the process. But know that all these other games exist, and you should really be trying to pick these up throughout the next year, whatever, you know, whatever your budget suits, and I recommend them all, so go get those in your life as and when you can. I will be covering all of these once again on the channel, so for the love of God, if you like this channel, then stick around, because we will be covering them all. Be real nice. Ding the freaking bell, and then you'll be notified, and you'd really help me out quite a bit as well, getting in there early, and I'd appreciate that. Smash like if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Little challenge for you at the end here, okay? If you've watched all the way to the end, drop an emoji down in the chat. I want a little monkey face doing this, okay? That's your challenge. Peace out.